this. So M&E commerce, would you say, some people are saying this, it's the single most important tool that retailers anywhere in the world have, and as a second point, that South Africa, let me start again, clap again. Some people say, Simon, that M&E commerce are the most important tools moving into the next decade that retailers throughout the world will have, and that other people say that the South African retail industry isn't yet fully embracing the M&E revolution. What's your comment on that?
Yes and yes, quite honestly. I would say that 100% right in terms of the first part of your question. The E&M commerce now is at a stage in retail evolution, which is where retail was probably 40 years ago with the sort of, or 45 years ago with the first sort of self-service supermarkets coming on stream. Before that everything was behind counters, and it was that way of dealing with merchandise. And supermarkets became self-service, they became out of town, they started selling fuel and all those good things, and that developed. But the real key in supermarket evolution was the self-service, going into that element. That's where we are now with E&M commerce. To make it simple, we are now reaching the stage where you've got to have an online site. It doesn't matter if you're a one shop or 1,000 shops, a big business, a small business. If you don't have a website that's active and trading actively, you're not going to be around in another 10 years. That's everyone is saying that, and so that's really, take that as read. The second question with regards to South Africans, are they embracing it? That was what you were saying, yes?
Yes. How effectively are they really entering these markets?
My view is most of the big players over here have got in South Africa. They've got websites, and they've got online websites in many cases. Some of them are using third parties to handle their facilities in terms of on trading. Some haven't got online websites at all, but they have a website, and they think they have a website. It's like a poster. You put it up, and that's what it does. Websites today, it's a dynamic process of trading, of communication. It goes far beyond the poster. It's the trading element of the business now, and it's.
I want you to be specific here, Simon, because obviously I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We've discussed it before this interview. There is, as an example, which I'd love you to pick up on, an electronics retailer, a leading company in this country, a leading group that's recently launched an iPhone application. But all it does is tell you where the stores are and whether the particular item you're interested in is in stock.
Yes.
It doesn't allow you to buy.
Yes.
Is that the fundamental failing that you're referring to? Can you just be specific?
Yeah, I mean yes, that is part of it. I mean, there's more to it. That the complexities of websites mustn't be complex. They don't have to be. They can be very easy to shop in. And I think,
and apps, because we're talking about a mobile app in this case.
And in the case of mobiles, the mobile, something else that a lot of companies have failed to understand for a long time, starting to understand it now, very much so in the UK and in the USA, and that is that if you have a website that's designed and it's working well, don't automatically think that can work on your mobile side. It's a whole different set of rules and instructions that have to go into operating and shopping from a mobile compared with shopping online on a normal PC. It's the user-friendly element. What's tended to happen is the technocrat, people who are good at designing apps and writing software, who like computers, start becoming trading managers to deal with our consumers. And that's what I've found is being able to walk into these type of progressive meetings on forming a platform that can trade well as a trader and talk the language of the trader, but also bring in the right balance of what can be done and can't be done with technology to make it easier for customers. I hope that answers the question.
It does, but I'm still curious. In your view, in Africa generally and in South Africa in particular, do the retailers understand? I know that the mobile phone networks do, but do the retailers, the industry, understand the fundamental awesome power?
No, they don't.
That the mobile phone has as a trading instrument?
No, they don't. They haven't grasped it yet. Not that I've seen. But I must also add, not only does it apply in South Africa, I mean, I've seen it in other parts of the world, even parts of the Far East as well. What I would also say is the Middle East, very recently, they've just seen the light of how powerful the mobile, the smartphone is and what it can do. And it's starting to, to change their lives there. So there's some exciting developments going on in the Middle East in terms of m-commerce. But no, Africa and South Africa, I think they may understand some of it, but they haven't executed it, or certainly haven't executed it well, where I've seen.
Okay, I'm going to show two of your favourite sites to the audience live just now.
All right.
Two of the favourite mobile apps. I'm going to do a live demo.
Yeah.
But before I do that, because these sites are accepted and they're quite basic, they're British. But before I do that, I'd love you to tell me about this. You've been doing for this convention, you've been doing some research, speaking to some of the best mobile app developers in the UK. And one of them told you about an absolutely gobsmacking retail application that they are developing now, not quite available yet, about, let's say, Mr. Shabalala's coming into the store and you're the store manager and you've got hold of this app. It's that one I'm talking about.
Oh, yes, yeah, the application.
Tell us about that. It's a fascinating
Yeah,
story.
that's an application that basically has a direct link with your customer. So if your customer comes into the store, it notifies the personnel in the store. It notifies the manager. It comes up with a whole favorite product list. It looks at his recent purchases, his, in terms of what might need replacing. It looks at, it even knows whereabouts he is in the store. I mean, so you could go up and actually personally greet him. That's the sort of level of sophistication that this application has.
It's a bit Big Brother, isn't it? Because the customer doesn't necessarily know that you've got this app. Is that right?
Well, I mean, these sort of applications have probably been around for years, used in other circles. But this is an application that really can aid the supermarket chain, in giving customers what they want. Getting more information to them without becoming Big Brother, without being too sinister in the whole process. I mean, I think the mobile phone, the mobile phone is becoming so important. It can replace most things. It can replace credit cards. It can replace shopping cards, macro cards, whatever the case. It's a piece of kit that can do so many things, so you don't need to carry all those other things with you. You can pay with your mobile phone. So, why carry other things around with you?
And then one other thing, just before we go into the demo, augmented reality, such a buzzword, and I'm going to show a few videos about that. But it enables you basically, especially if you are a clothes retailer, it enables you, does it not, to try on clothes in a virtual sense. IKEA's got an application that enables you to check out what the furniture would look like in the room. Just talk to me a bit about this amazing thing called augmented reality that is coming in now.
Yeah, it's been around a few years.